We continue to watch Tropical Depression 10 lingering around the Yucatan Peninsula. And here on satellite imagery, you can actually see a little bit of that circulation spinning up here. It almost looks like it's drifting a bit south. But as we go ahead through our day on Sunday, this is expected to start push towards the north and strengthen, eventually becoming a tropical storm. And we could see a Cat 1, maybe even a Cat 2 before landfall here on Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning around the Big Bend area of Florida. This is the official track from the National Hurricane Center. Always remember the cone of air, though, all the way almost all clear down to Tampa Bay through Panama City. You have to watch this, but it does look like guidance is somewhat coming together. More of a Big Bend area landfall here. See what the spaghetti plot says. This pushes off towards the north. So the main points I want you to take away. Wednesday, really going to be the big wind and rain threat, really starting in here on Tuesday night. Also a tornado threat. It does look at some of the guidance, and with this type of storm, especially if you're on the dirty side of it, the right side of the storm, that really encompasses most of the first coast. We could be looking at tornado watches, things like that. Still some time to watch this, but typically in this type of scenario, that's something we are looking out for. And today and tomorrow, so Sunday and Monday, take some time to get out there, clean up, be prepared. Small, sensible, things to prepare for this storm. I'm talking about cutting down some loose branches, things like that. Make sure trash is picked up around your yard. Just things to kind of make it so there's not that light debris flying around if we do get these gusty conditions. And you can see that here with those winds coming on shore, well over 40, 50 miles per hour along the west coast. I think some areas in inland Florida could see some gust upwards about 50 to 60 miles per hour based on the data we see now. Now, if the storm strengthened, over these warm waters out in the Gulf of Mexico, that of course very well could change. Also a big rain threat with this one. Now, that's just a forecast model right there, but I do think some areas are going to be looking at some pretty decent rainfall. So, as I mentioned, inland northeast Florida, the further west you go, so Lake City, probably going to see the brunt of this as far as impacts on the first coast. Of course, if you look over towards Clearwater, around the Big Bend area of northeast Florida, that's where you can be looking at some of the heaviest rain, those winds coming on shore, and maybe even a slight bit of a storm surge as this tracks inland here on our Tuesday night. Hurricane Franklin is still out there, by the way. Actually expected to become a Cat 4 well east of the Florida Peninsula, but it is going to kick off some pretty decent waves here as it does track off towards the north. So rip currents. If you manage to get out to the beach here on our Tuesday over towards Wednesday, I mean, it's probably going to be very pleasant. So it's against getting the rain bands from our other storm system. But if you do manage to get out to the beach, there's going to be some large swells coming in from Franklin. So Florida kind of sandwiched in between both of these storms here. Pretty interesting setup. That's a look what's happening out here today, though. As always, continue to check back in First Coast News for more updates. And yeah, stay safe. Be smart out there.